gotta be ready. Nobody half-asses it this time.
Now, you probably know this already, but there is an update. First off, John Carpenter, the same legend who directed the Thing movie, more than a handful of amazing horror shows and IPs in video games, is developing and directing a first-person shooter, a zombie survival game called Toxic Commando. This game is actually backed with huge teams like Focus Home Interactive and Saber Interactive, supposedly the first of a series of games. Check it out, it's set to be coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles only, sometime next year.
I was not ready to lose you. But I will not give up.
Come November 3 this year, we can finally have hands on Quantum Error. That's one of, if not the most awaited survival horror game of the past few years that was scratched from the ground up more than twice to be made with a better engine. This game is no longer a PlayStation 5 exclusive anymore, it's now coming to PCs, Xbox Series, and even the PlayStation 4. To accompany the good news, we got some Unreal Engine 5 with 4K 60 FPS on PlayStation's official trailer.
Jacob, if this facility, tech, that artifact gets into the wrong hands, there may not be anyone left to save.
The fireman mocks my powers.
Now look guys, Echoes of the Living finally has a demo on Steam. I mean, it has been for a month, and a release window of late 2023, technically the final quarter of the year or holidays, and eventually coming to PCs only as a finished product. Now here's a new trailer, nothing to talk about since there's a demo you can try, only that the game is a survival horror with a fixed camera, just like the old Resident Evil games, but with better visuals.
Now don't panic. No one is going anywhere.
Game Mail Entertainment and AMC, which is kind of a surprise, just came out and revealed a new game in the Walking Dead universe called The Walking Dead Destinies. This is a third-person narrative-driven action-adventure where, listen to this, hopefully if you've caught up with the TV show itself, in this game your choices can actually reshape the story of The Walking Dead show's season 1 to 4 as a game, which could potentially be the best thing AMC ever made. Anyway, to accompany the good news, we got a trailer for it too.
There's the door. Let's see how far you get. Takers? Fine. But get one thing straight. If you're staying, this isn't a democracy anymore. Peruse my wares and pick your poison. Oh, don't be afraid, Charlotte. My brethren are just misunderstood.
Number 5, we have a first-person shooter multiplayer horror game called The Bornless. This is a brand new game from a brand new company as well, quite a bit inspired by Dead Light Daylight, set about 200 years into the past with a premise like the movie Mist, where this portal's been opened somewhere on Earth and brought with it demonic beings from another realm. Check it out. Game's set to be coming to PCs in next year.
Factions hold grudges. So, are you ready to begin? Speak the words. Then, I invoke the Bornless One.
Formally announced to be coming out March this year, delayed more than 3 times already and finally coming out November 10. Number 10, it's once again the day before, the critically acclaimed open world survival multiplayer shooter and one of the few AAA games in quality that's being built with the use of Unreal Engine 5. We got a new trailer for it in case you missed it. The game not only has a multiplayer huge one, it now has an equally big single player campaign to boot as well.
We are long past the point of hope. With each day, we become more desperate.
At number 7, from a few months ago, through its official reveal trailer, we have by Pickpock Into the Dead Our Darkest Days. This is a new entry in the Into the Dead franchise and a PC exclusive that's ever since promised to be released in its early access phase in 2024. At its earliest. This is a side-scrolling zombie survival game apart from the franchise, set in Texas, and this is how it'll eventually look.
We have to work together and survive long enough to escape this city. No matter what it takes.
Why did you make me come back here?
Only here will you find what you need.
Get her!
Unholy, on the other hand, is actually available on Steam through a demo, and the previously announced release date of July 20 went on and got delayed to an unspecified date within 2023. We already knew about that for a couple weeks now.
If I do this, will I see my son?
The spring of eternity invites you to a place where your emotions will shape a new, better reality.
This looks like punishment, not freedom.
Come to the spring of eternity. Come and open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes.
It can't be.
Some men knowledge is best kept hidden from the rest of the world.
Now, Leonardo Interactive went on and announced that Daymare 1994 Sandcastle will now arrive on the PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox Series and PCs on August 30 this year. They released a trailer for it, a new one, showcasing some more of the in-game footage, said this new Daymare game will have the perfect mix of fierce and deadly enemies, hardcore action game mechanics, environmental puzzles, a chilling soundtrack, and plenty of exploration to boot.
I'm going to finish this forever.
A mere bystander, seeking redemption for the hell that she set in motion. Now, she has him in her grasp.
Been in the making for over a year, revealed again a couple weeks ago in case you missed it. Number 10 we have Stray Souls. This is a psychological survival horror adventure and a story focused game which was announced years ago. Stray Souls is being built with the use of Unreal Engine 5 2, due by the end of the year. It's said to be combining Japanese survival horror elements with Western paranormal activity style, with a shifting system and some really heavy puzzles.
Split up and get this done. Look out for anyone acting suspicious.
Skybound Games just announced another entry in the Walking Dead series, going by the name The Walking Dead Betrayal. I think this is the first time we're mentioning it's a multiplayer, 8-player, social deception survival thriller that's a little bit like Among Us in pace. I mean, you can tell it's a mix of both franchises with a dash of winter survival, which is, not to be forgotten, the same developers of The Walking Dead, Betrayal here. Anyway, the game is coming to PCs only, we hear, in the next few months.
Now we gotta go, man. Wait till me, Walker's here.
You guys like surprises?
Number 12, inspired by the Silent Hill games a lot, but in first person though. I'm assuming you all know about the game Ill already, which is an Unreal Engine project just like this we've been waiting for years on. Pine Harbor, the game of talking, is almost the same in style, also made in Unreal Engine 5, with an even heavier emphasis on horror than just action and shooting. Check it out, game's only rumored to be coming out around holidays this year for PCs only.
Enters a heart, a seed of darkness sprouts, and awakened would descend on the realm.
Coming as the first work of its developers, number 13 we have Testament Order of High Human. This is a first-person Metroidvania action-adventure RPG that's set in a post-apocalyptic made-up super fantasy world that's inspired by Nordic mythology, and you play the role of a savior, some sort of it, trying to save a realm, our realm, from betrayal. That's just the premise of the game. Anyway, as a trailer, game's set to be coming to all consoles and PCs except Switch in about a month or two.
A reward for raising a seeker, the divine gear of protection. Amidst all darkness, a last strand of hope. Rise, chosen one. Bear the testament, the ultimate weapon of light. Save your realm. Be the guardian. Destroy the Tree of Darkness.
Speaking of wait, after 7 years of that, Arizona Sunshine is now coming back for the PC and the PlayStation VR 2 by the end of the year. Not just that, also for the PlayStation 5. The sequel here is promised to get us back to the zombie apocalypse of Christmas 2023, and the story picks up exactly where it was left off in the original game. You got a dog now, a dog companion, with the addition of a huge pool of both melee and ranged weapons.
Oh yeah, that's gonna do. Watch and learn. What the? Get a room. You know that only counts as one.
In 2019. With crazy ambitions and a passion for horror and darker themed games, we gathered a team of young, international, passionate people in Berlin.
Nikon just announced a delayed release date of September 14, 2023 for Ad Infinite. It will now be coming to the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PCs via Steam, and a little later apparently for the past generation of consoles except Switch. Ad Infinitum is a first-person survival horror in case you missed it, what its developers titled as a cinematic nightmare, or a rather surreal one, where players take on the role of a soldier, a German soldier, in the First World War who's suffering an existential crisis in his own head.
Of the east of France and explore various other places themed around the Great War, which you can explore in the final game.
In our game, you will have to solve intricate enigmas that challenge your troubled mind. A mind so distorted that it is completely losing its grip on reality. Now it's up to you, the player, to figure out what is real and what might be manifestations of a never-ending nightmare. While encountering various manifested horrors throughout the game, you are bound to uncover the truth. The truth so disturbing that we ask you, can you handle it?
We are very excited.
After quite a bit of wait, see, Ripout is now back and it's releasing for PCs and the next generation of consoles only in about 2 months. We're here. So if you're new to the game, Ripout is an online co-op horror first-person shooter where you play in procedurally generated rounds on different ships, packed with mutants that can regenerate their injured bodies. That's not just it, it's an Unreal Engine 5 and it's quite packed with support. Take a look. I think I mentioned this one about 2 years ago. First, finally over here with an update, Samurai Unicorn is still one of the most visually advanced cyberpunk-style zombie third-person survival horror games out there that's being developed, inspired by System Shock. See, the premise over here is you play as a detective on a mission to wipe out corruption in the city. Just take a look, this game is available on Patreon through a demo, fully releasing later on Steam by the end of the year. Finally available on itch and Steam through a demo. Coming at last, we have Hot Worm. This is a lo-fi, retro, psychedelic, psychological survival horror nostalgia, like the first few Resident Evil games with fixed camera, coming as the first work of a one-man developer too. Heartworm is said to be coming out fully for PCs only early to mid next year.